Alright, this is the... This is my CD collection as of the 25th of February 2021. Now, let's start from the top. I've recently arranged them all in order because they were in order before. Except Restless and Wild. I got this one a while back, whereas Balls to the Wall I got very recently. I prefer the latter, though some of these tracks are fine, but yeah, it's not my favorite. Apocalypse was a band that I actually forgot about for a long time, but I chanced to find this album here. At the local record store, right in the front, so I just picked it up. And also, second one, Faithless. It's pretty good thrash metal. Apollo Raw, I don't really remember very well, but I remember that they're really talented, like power metal kind of stuff. Unfortunately, the only Bathory album I have is Hammerheart, which it's got a couple of pretty decent songs, but One Road to Asta Bay was really good. Sometimes it kind of plods on, which is fine, but it's I feel it's one of the weaker ones. This one here is Black Hole, Land of Mystery. Doesn't really. It's real bare bones, but hey, I have it. I also have the shirt too. It's pretty cool. I like the album. It's got the a nice mix of some more traditional doom metal with some like synth stuff. But they went full on like a dark rock with this one. I don't mind it, but it's not my favorite. But I like it. Alright. Black Rose. This is pretty decent new wave British heavy metal band. It's not the greatest in the world, but it's alright. Blaspheme. I prefer the first one actually, but this one's a classic. Really, yeah, Blood Money. That's pretty good thrash metal. I just kind of one note, but Bulldozers, the final separation. This one's alright. It's not as good as the first one, but I do not like the more thrash approach that they went later on. You have some of the Burzum stuff. I don't remember it very well because it's been a while. But I don't like it, it's fine. Candlemass, probably one of my favorite records of all time is this one. Epicus Doomicus Metallicus. Well, a stupid name, but it has an amazing sound with Johann Linguist on vocals there. The later ones with Simon Markle, they're good, but not up to the caliber like Nightfall. I know there's other ones, but I kind of forgot them. Celtic Frost. I'm not really a big fan. As much as I respect them, I do like the music sometimes, but it's a little hard for me to get into. Kirathungol. I'd say it's the same, actually. As in, I feel much the same about it. I like it. It's alright. Coven. This one's like a more doom metal kind of thing. They're around. This is all from the 80s, I believe. Yeah. 87. No, but they re-released it, so. So, Crowned in Earth is okay. Death. This one's probably not the best record to have, but it was the one that I picked up, so it's okay. Demon Pact. That's actually a really good one. Sometimes. Now, with Destruction, I've got to be honest, both of these are 2 albums, but I don't really like one on either. I hate Infernal Overkill, and I hate Mad Butcher, but I really like Sentence of Death and Eternal Devastation. Diamond Head Anthology. I mean, they had some of my favorite songs, and I really like the more pop rock approach of that Canterbury. But I also really like the WOBHM stuff. But it's kind of hit or miss sometimes, but I really like it. Dragon Slayer, I do not remember very well at all. Emerald Steel here is a band that, if you like high vocals, which I'm fine with, but if you get easily annoyed by that, do not listen to them at all. Elixir's pretty good. That's all I'll say about it. You gotta listen to it. Faithful Breath. I kind of like Rock Lions, but what was the other one? Hard Breath. Stupid name. It's also got only like 1 or 2 good songs on it. Fast Way. Good. Griffin, they're like real power metal, 80s kind of power metal. I heard them all the way back when I was like 12 or 13 years old and fucking loved them. I still love them today. They're really great. I think this is one of the bands with like one of the best screamers in all of metal. Immortal, I gotta be honest, I don't really like their middle stuff, like Battles in the North. I like the sound of what was this one called? Diabolical Full Moon Mysticism. You can tell that we're taking it too seriously. But I like the sound on it, but some of the songs are really they get boring. But The Heart of Winter here. I really love this one. It's really like epic black metal, which is pretty cool. Iron Cross, Steel Warrior. I really like, I mean, they kind of towed the line between glam and traditional metal, and they did it really well. Now, I cut Iron Maiden in half to put room for this fucking fat ass, but the Paul Di'Anno records, I much prefer Iron Maiden to Killers, but they're both really good. Judas Priest, fucking everything is great, but they don't have the ones with Tim. Not on this one. But hey, you can get Stained Class and Defenders of the Faith, two of the best albums in metal. Okay. That was hurting. Okay. Now the other two Iron Maiden albums I got, Number of the Beast's okay. It's got some iconic songs, but it's okay. Power Slave, meanwhile, is good all the way through, which is not something that can be said for Iron Maiden generally, or most of metal, but I actually could listen to the whole thing in one sitting. Cats, Metal in Hell. That needs to be a shirt. This album is amazing. Though the follow-up, I believe, is actually better. A little Venom-esque, kind of. But then they turn on, like, a more dirty and just... I love the sound on the second record. But it's like Metallica, but even more just like way more just a whole lot less well produced, but that works in favor. The King Diamond collection. All of these are awesome. I especially like Fatal Portrait and Conspiracy, but all great. Unless you do not like high vocals, in which case King Diamond is not for you and you suck. Manila Road, first two, except for the other one. Except for this one. This is one of the greatest albums I've ever heard in my life. But that's all I'll say. You have to listen to it. You gotta. But this one, Metal and Invasion. They're actually really good. I prefer metal. I prefer Invasion actually to metal, because I think that metal they didn't really know what to do, and I think that the same is also true with Crystal Logic. But Open the Gates, it matches Mark of the Beast, and then it's like part power metal but part thrash metal, and it's done so well. Mystification. This is the shitty version of it. The more original shitty version. But it's still alright. I don't remember it too well. But Spiral Castle is great. Voyager and Mysterium are okay. They're okay. Man of War, Into Glory Ride is probably one of the worst openers ever. But I mean worst as in it doesn't make sense. It's okay, but unless you don't like what you'll hear on that. But Hail to England is probably except for which one was it? Black Arrows. I mean, I respect it being there, but I don't like it at all. But everything else is amazing. Really good power metal. Sign of the Hammer is, I don't know, it's not as memorable, I feel. But it doesn't have any really annoying, well, maybe it does, I don't remember. I haven't listened to it in a while, but, and then the 3 after it, all of these have their moments, and all of them are a bit uneven. I think that the Triumph of Steel is probably the most consistent, but its highs are not as high. Mass. I don't know how to describe them really, but they're just really like, they're the kind of metal band that you might hear on the radio, but they're really pretty heavy for that. It's just really good. It's hard to describe, I don't know. They have that commercial edge, but with they still have their balls. Mayhem, I cut Mercy in half, but Mayhem, they're good. I think this is actually one of the few times that I really wanted to own a live album, because it actually sounds better than the other two. Mercy. It's like, these guys are really good. You could hear what they'd become. Because they changed their sound a little bit. Slightly. In the span of a year. Into, wait a second. Okay, they did it in this. Okay. This is 2-in-1. Okay, I forgot. But, yeah, they really changed their sound again for Sparta, which has a lot of doom elements in there. Also kind of flashy. It's weird. It's really heavy, but some songs are really slow and some songs are really fast. I like it that way, but if you are looking for an album that's very consistent, that's not one. Merciful Fate, listen to all of that. Yeah, Metallica. I don't like Kill 'Em All. I don't like it. Master of Puppets is okay. Midnight, they're okay. It's like a Venom, Motorhead, satanic boobs and shit. Millennium is actually pretty cool. New wave of British heavy metal band that's embraced. They actually went on through the 80s and embraced more modern sounds, and they actually did it alright. Molly Crew, no need for introduction, or Motorhead too. Just listen to that. Omen is like exactly what you should think of when you think of US power metal. And Ostrogoth. This one has Full Moon's Eyes on there. I don't actually like Danger Narcissism. I like the big tracks on it, but there's so much just bullshit on it. But Full Moon's Eyes is fucking amazing. Oh. I know that I had Too Hot somewhere. But, oh wait. Yeah, I did. It's on here. Couple albums. But, they went in kind of like a even more powery, sometimes almost thrash sort of way, but they kept like a real pop sensibility to them, a little glam sensibility. So it's actually a pretty easy listen. It's just that some of the songs are kind of hit and miss. Overkill, one of the better thrash acts. They have kind of a punkish edge to them though. There's a couple of songs on here, on Full Fire and Taking Over, that are kind of power metal-ish. One of the few new albums that I actually have is Ironbound. It is actually really, really good. And I tend to hate any old bands that release new material. But Ironbound is actually one of my favorite thrash albums. Blizzard of Oz is great. It's not amazing, but it's great. Pagan Altar. They're like, if you wanted to make a real, I don't want to say folksy. Just mythical and magical is kind of folksy. But folksy feeling doom metal. I really like that. They're I don't know if I'd say that they're one of my favorite bands. Actually, yeah, I kind of would say that, yeah. Pentagram's alright. I'm not the biggest fan. It's kind of doomish, but kind of rock and roll. I don't know why Salem went all the way over there. I guess I need to rearrange it. But, the Sign of the Eagle's okay, but, I don't know why, but the version of Obsessed by Cruelty on this is horrible. The version here is just so fucking bad, I couldn't stand listening to it. When I actually liked it, I liked the version that I had heard on YouTube not long before, so I got this. That was fucking awful. Possessed, is this a double out? Yeah, it's got the Eyes of Horror there. Love it. Real, thrash metal. Leaning on speed and death metal at the same time. Rainbow. You have to listen to Rainbow. I'm not gonna say anything more. Riots. Riot's like what you would get if you took a 70s rock band and then turned them into heavy metal. Actually pretty cool. Actually, this one is it's really pop, but all the songs are actually really easy to listen to. So I don't know, I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite albums, but it's actually surprisingly good. St. Vitus. Pretty traditional doom metal like Black Sabbath. They're pretty good. I like some of the other albums though more. But that's the one that I saw at the store. Samson, hold on. This is the band that Bruce Dickinson was in before Iron Maiden. And they're like a pop rock and roll, but they lean on heavy metal too. They sound really good. I actually really like the album. I don't remember this one very well. I remember liking it. Satirical. This one gets boring. A couple of really cool songs, but some ones that are meh. I quite like this one. I haven't listened to it in a while. This box here actually there is something in the box which is pretty cool. Though I prefer everything else that they did, but still amazing. Sortilege. Got a shirt. Love the damn shirt. I love their music. It's just like traditional metal with power metal, and Kristen Augustin is like, I really love his vocals. It's really good. But I do prefer the other albums that they did later on. Sparta, they were like a little NWOB gym band, but some of the songs are actually from '79. But they kept going on through the '90s. And it's kind of weird seeing them adopt all these other styles with varying degrees of success. Steel Angel is pretty good power metal. Sarcophago is they're thrash metal, but they lean on black metal. It's really cool, but I don't prefer I prefer the sound of it, but the actual songs are not interesting to me. Just as like a rock and roll band, kind of like AC/DC. I never got into them that much, but they're okay. Tyrants, Mean Machine. But yeah, this one actually has some really, really good songs, but sometimes it gets boring. It's a hit or miss. When it hits good, but when it misses, it's just like, I don't remember much, but this is like one of those big epic albums that they did later on. It's good, but it's like if you took Manowar and just put them on steroids. Is what that sounds like. Okay. Volts. They're really, really good, actually, in WOB gym band. Wasp. Wasp, they're good. Now this, what is that, Mongolian? This is actually Witchfinder General. Pretty good, doom metal without being all like Sabbathy. And yeah, this has a couple of songs that weren't on the others, like Soviet Invasion and Rabies, as well as the better version of Burning a Sinner. Satan's Children was pretty cool too. But which find, yeah, like good rock and roll. They're pretty cool. And then after this is the stuff that I have that isn't like metal. I have this Sunhouse dude. He's like a blues guy. What'd you expect him to be? But Killswitch Engage. Ramones. I absolutely adore that one. I plan on getting literally everything else by them. Slipknot's alright. Okay. I like them. AFI, I actually really like this album. Despite the fact that there's a couple of moments that I get bored, but it's actually really good. Like, I don't know how to describe it. There's lots of different stuff in there. There's Def Leppard. I actually bought this thing during a field trip for my able, like, autism and such. They'd go on field trips, and we happened upon a place that actually sold stuff, and yeah, I actually bought this thing here. And actually, I really like some of the songs on this, but I'd like to get the albums. The first Beastie Boys, it's okay. A couple of songs are alright. This is one that my mom had. Master of Puppets and the Aussie one right there were also from my mom. So this one's also from my mom. This is the Untitled Corn album. I really like this one. I can they got some of the really cool songs like Evolution and Hold On. Bitch, we got a problem. Yeah. This thing was constantly being played when I was like 9, 8 years old when I first found that thing. And in response, I was given this also. So this is not my first album that I've ever owned, but actually, I think it may be. I don't remember actually. But yeah, I'd like to own all of their work, but I'll sell that for now. Yeah, 30 Days Grace. I really like 1X here. That's a Y. But yeah, it's like edgy alternative rock. It's pretty good. This is actually the first CD that I think I've ever I have a memory of getting, because I got this on my birthday in 2008. It was 10, I guess. And yeah, I listened to the thing over and over and over and over again for probably a solid couple months. Almost Metallica and stuff. I think that's the end of the rock stuff. Oh, okay, now. Lucifer's Friend. It's like 70s rock. Yeah. I like Led Zeppelin sometimes, especially without Riding the Sky. It's a little bit like Immigrant Song. It's pretty awesome. But yeah, it's okay. It's alright. Now we get into the non-rock stuff. This is from my mom. I don't prefer this version. It's okay. This has actually some pretty cool pretty cool. I like festive sounds. I kept listening to that one a lot. But also got Troubadours. And I really like how they're done. In fact, I think that most of the same people from this one were in this. This is the better version of the Carmen Abroad. Done with real medieval instruments. Ooh. But, then there's this dude, Sunhouse. I don't know who he is. He's just sitting there. But yeah, that's my CD collection as of now.